for messaging or emails or calls. But this particular conference is on social and behavior aspects. How do we use for social and behavior aspects? Well, a lot of exciting thing has been really discussed, and we learned a lot how mobile is being contributing for the business model, how to collect the data, and all things are there. But when we really talk about behavior change communication, particularly social behavior change intervention as a mobile, I think it needs a different perspective, and we need also to understanding what is that we need to understand. The first thing is mobile. What is it? No. This is green. This is also gone. Yeah. This is not. Yeah, but anyway, you see that first thing is the penetration of, which is very encouraging. Penetration of mobile is much more than TV and radio, and hence it's a very powerful tool. I really underline tool to disseminate and take the messages. But messages does not translate into social behavior or behavioral change. It needs further. And there we're very coming down to the whole issue of partnerships. We talk about that 50 to 60% household in the rural area has the mobile access to. Yes, but I think it's a very skewed within the rural area. I'm not very sure about how much it has really reached to the Purva or smaller villages. And hence we need a more disintegrated data to understand how we really go about it. Access to women, which is the main focus of activity, is very limited. I'm basically an operation research person, and I really look into and test different intervention, and then we see that how much this intervention is feasible, sustainable, and affordable. Now, there are two global articles has really come very recently, which looks into various pilot studies which has been carried out in the health sector or in the social sector. And at the end, it tells that at the best, most of these studies are in pilot level. Beyond that, it has not gone. It has not been scaled up. And one of the reasons it was pointed out was that scientific rigor in design was not there. Data collections to prove or disprove the hypothesis was not clear, and analysis was not there. So what is really I'm trying to tell that we want to use this mobile, which is a wonderful technology, to take information to the deepest. We need to also understand that we need more than that at the ground, and we need to really test it. Feasibility is clearly, before you expand it very, very large areas, you need to test its feasibility, sustainability, and affordability. Right now, which I feel often, that information is being pushed. How much these information which is being provided to the rural areas are need-based. And if the information reaches to them, does it translate into action or behavior change? My part of the behavior change doesn't say no, it does not translate. Even though information is there, they are aware of it, they don't do. We are struggling to tell to the mothers that don't give bath after immediate birth. Don't apply anything on the cord. Don't give the breastfeeding immediately. All these are critically important for the survival of the child. It doesn't happen automatically. It needs a partner right there itself in form of NGO, in form of research institution, and in forms of the social civil society like self-help group. And unless and until we understand what is that barriers and what are those facilitating services at that particular point, I don't think that we can really push a lot of behavioral change. I mean, the question is using the tool of mobile for behavior change. The mobile has got a lot of very good interventions and a lot of benefits is being heard in the last 2 days. But I'm focusing basically on behavior change particularly those who are embedded on social structure, is not going to change very easily. Now, what is that partnership we are looking for? I'll say that technology is very critical, and hence technology is the one leading one. It's give the mode and models to take out. Then you need to have behavioral science input to understand those things on how does it based on behavior change model which you are trying to do it. What information is really critical and they need it. So we do need to understand the information which is required. So you need a civil society, you need the NGO, and you need many of them. I don't see many of these studies has really brought up all of them. Second thing is infrastructure. We are trying to push family planning to and giving a mobile to ASHA and giving a messages and giving this ASHA tool to use it as this simple counseling aids. But she can give all the information, and if the supply of the contraceptive is not there, the rural masses are not very easily to accept it because they have to go a couple of miles before they really procure it. So when you're really talking about the supply knowledge, you have to supply it together. And unless and until we really do that together, it's not going to happen. So either it has to be provided by NGO or provided by the government. And hence the government has to come. We are talking of this delivery in the institution. Incentive is there. Government is giving the incentive, but still 40%, 30% scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, women are not going. Why? Information is there that there is a just why. 1,400 rupees will be available. Yet not going because they need to have 1,000 rupees in their pocket before they avail those services, transportation, this, that, everything. And then they get 1,400 back. So there is no loss. It's actually there is a gain. But it doesn't happen to them because partly they don't have ready-made cash available. The situation is not there. And hence, when you're really talking about the behavioral change, it's not alone information and technology. And I'm just trying to end up there itself that we must understand one, ground reality, the local social structure, the barriers, the facilitating factors, and how does it all integrated. And this cannot be achieved without a good partnerships, and there is no one partnerships of technology. We really need a number of partners to come together, synchronize, and give it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Khan.